Some drivers, they don't just run, they try to rewrite the rules. And that's exactly what happened next, on a California highway where a suspect decided that if he couldn't beat the cops, he'd become one. It started like a blur in the Antelope Valley, sirens fading into the distance, a black and white CHP cruiser screaming down Highway 138. Only problem? The man behind the wheel wasn't a trooper. He was the suspect. Moments earlier, after a wreck on I-5 near Newhall, he slipped into an idling patrol car and floored it. That's right, he stole the cruiser. What followed was a masterclass in madness and method. The suspect, 32-year-old John Figueroa Jr., didn't drive like someone panicking. He drove like someone who'd studied pursuit tactics, the way he gauged distances, avoided choke points, and even anticipated spike deployments. This wasn't blind flight. This was someone who understood the playbook. CHP didn't chase him with brute force. They went cerebral. Instead of closing in, they set a trap from miles away. Spike strips staged along the two-lane desert corridor of Highway 138. News helicopters hovered high above as the stolen unit tore through the sand-blasted asphalt, tires howling against the wind. Then, just after noon, one tire shredded.
Yeah, Philip, that could be good, I think. Yeah, we do believe they got him with a spike strip. And fortunately, he slowed down enough so that they could throw that out. At high rates of speed, I'm not sure they would have done that because of the other vehicles that were there. But if we go in tight, we should start to see those tires slowly go down. More than likely, they're run flats on that patrol car. But slowly but surely, it did look like he hit the spike strip.
The chopper audio catches it perfectly. Left rear's gone. He's still going.
His tires are going flat. His tires are going flat. Rear tire going flat, guys. Okay, so the spike, there goes the wheel. So there goes the tire. Now he's running on his rims right now. So they did have one spike strip that actually hit, and you can see right there.
Then the unthinkable. The door cracks open while the car's still moving. Maybe 60, maybe 70 miles per hour. Figueroa jumps. The body hits pavement, tumbles, rolls. The ghost cruiser veers off and slams a utility pole, scattering live wires.
Not that unusual. Let's say it's very unusual to steal a police car, an ambulance, or fire truck, etc. But it does happen on occasion. Obviously, we see it happening right here on
Dennis, I want to bring back Stu. Stu, what's going on? He's jumping out of the car. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Oh!
He just bailed out of the car, out of a moving car. Look, it just crashed into the light pole. Oh, my goodness.
CHP rushes in, not to tackle, but to save. They drag him off the road, start CPR, and call medics. The same officers he outmaneuvered are now fighting for his pulse. But the damage is done. He's pronounced dead later that afternoon. What's chilling isn't the theft, it's the precision. He knew about the spikes, the range, the timing. It's the kind of awareness only someone who's watched or studied the chase game would have. And if you think that's the last time cops realized they were chasing a pro, wait till you hear about the next one. A cross-border pursuit that pushed patience, coordination, and adrenaline to their breaking point. Case 3. It starts under a desert sun on June 23, 2023. A black GMC Acadia rips north on I-15, wind roaring across the sand. The back seat's stacked with Walmart loot. Cheap electronics, a scooter box, speakers. On paper, it's small-time theft. But the way the driver moves, it's anything but amateur. He's not fleeing blindly. He's reading the highway like a map he's memorized.
9310, I'm at 19. There's a Charlie guardrail going down the hill.
He's taking the exit.
Copy, he's taking the Hurricane exit. Off-ramp into Hurricane on 9.
Copy, County. That way, let them know. Control, you want to let them know?
And let everyone.
Mesquite police kick it off in Nevada. Seconds later, the Arizona Highway Patrol takes over. Then Utah joins in. Each agency passes the baton cleanly, like a relay team trained for years. The suspect knows it too. He's shifting lanes, dodging choke points, using the terrain of the Virgin River Gorge to vanish into the ridges. It's not chaos, it's control.
Coming up on Washington Parkway, I'll let you know what he does. There's a red light there. Looks like he's running the red light straight through, still southbound Telegraph Street.
Control 260, I've discontinued following. I'm going to set up at 15, about 15 and a half northbound for spikes.
When a St. George officer finally clocks him doing 100 miles per hour, the SUV cuts an exit, rolling through stop signs without hesitation. Then comes the tell, the kind of move that separates hot-headed rookies from hardened runners. He kills the speed just enough to look compliant, then bolts again the moment backup arrives. Textbook misdirection.
Backup 7, I'm Green Springs and Telegraph.
Coming up on Green Springs Telegraph now.
Yep, Charlie and Bravo, same traffic at Green Springs. Alright.
Utah Highway Patrol lets the sky take over. Their helicopter, calm, patient, surgical, tracks every turn from above. Ground units hang back, and that's where the suspect's confidence starts to crack. Twice, he pulls into gas stations. Twice, his passenger opens the door as if to walk away. Twice, he calls her back. You can almost feel the tug of instinct versus loyalty through the camera lens.
1X39, truck 1, do any of you guys have spike?
Oh, he just pulled into the gas station.
Yeah, 10-4, we're all heading that way.
Didn't he?
All right, he just pulled into the gas station there, right there on the corner of St. George Boulevard and River Road. He's at the very north pump, pulled up to the pump.
6 Charlie and Bravo, 23 on that.
Passenger got out and ran into the store. You want me to stay with the driver? Car's on the move again.
Yeah, stay with the driver. 1 male driver wearing sunglasses, approximately 40 years old. Control 2 Echo 7, we're tailing the driver. He's just coming up 100 south.
Finally, the SUV veers off pavement into South Plantation Drive. Dirt, dust, no more lanes to gamble with. Doors fly open, both suspects sprint, and within seconds, the chase collapses under the weight of inevitability. Officers close in, cuffs click, the desert exhales.
They're exiting the vehicle. I've got one in blue, driver is in blue, and female exited as well.
See if I get you the other side of that tree.
Got one officer on scene giving commands.
Next 2 units closest, stepped up. 30 air, 2 Echo 7 and round.
Air is clear.
Appears that subjects are being compliant. One officer on scene, if we could get other officers there. Female sitting down, male is squatted down.
You see the 2 trucks where to lead us in from where we are.
Hey, if you go to the end of Plantation Drive, dirt road, hang a left, and he's just right there.
Hey, he's not compliant with me. I've got him at taser point. He's saying he's given up.
Copy, taser point.
Yep, that's good. End of Plantation, hang left.
Hughes, we're 1 minute out. Just wait. Control 38 Alpha 509. We're going to be out with St. George again here in about 10 seconds. Roger, 1 male detained.
Copy, 1 male detained, 57.
Boy, ready down, 2 to detain.
2 to detain.
Star 9, 2 Echo 1, thank you very much for your help. Couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yep, anytime. Unless you need us to stay above, we'll head back in their hands.
But the strange part, he didn't look angry. He looked satisfied, like a man who wanted to prove he could run 3 states before breakfast. And just when officers thought they'd seen speed, Houston was about to teach them what happens when 707 horsepower meets professional nerve. Case 4. You can tell a lot about a driver by how he runs. Some panic, some freeze. But every once in a while, one moves like the road belongs to him. And that's what Houston police saw when a white Dodge Hellcat tore down I-10 East, like it was running from gravity itself.
There you go, Doug. We got him. You see him right there? They're ahead of him, coming up to I-10 here. No, we're going to be going southbound.
Midday sun, camera shake, police air units already scrambling. The Challenger wasn't just fast, it was controlled chaos. It threaded between cars at over 100 miles per hour, shifting lanes like a scalpel cutting open asphalt. Houston PD called it in. Stolen Hellcat, confirmed visual, eastbound. But by the time the words left the radio, the car had already vanished past the next exit.
We've been following this for about the past 10 minutes, actually trying to catch up with us. From what we understand, this is a Dodge Challenger, and it is a Hellcat, 707 horsepower motor in this car, and obviously going way faster than the speed limit here. This is just outside the Beltway on I-10. We're heading eastbound now, and probably about 100 miles an hour or so, if not faster.
Yeah, Don, that car is moving so fast. I'm not getting mixed minus on my IFB, by the way. I'm getting feedback, so I'm turning it down. But, Don, that vehicle is clearly going at least 110 miles an hour. That guy is moving along, and those Chargers, if you've ever been in one of those and driven those things, they can cruise at 150 without a problem. And that's what's dangerous.
On the ground, the pursuit turned tactical. HPD, Texas DPS, and Chambers County all joined the net. Each agency knew this wasn't about aggression. It was about containment. Because when you're chasing 707 horses, even the radio starts to sound winded. Helicopters caught the glint of sunlight bouncing off the hood, struggling to keep up as the muscle car pushed toward Chambers County. The chase didn't just move, it expanded, swallowing counties whole.
This guy clearly knows as well that he has some power under that engine. He knows how to operate the vehicle. This is a V8 under that thing. Those Chargers can clearly move at 130 consistently, and it is a muscle car, and that's what it's known for. And so when you're moving along at this rate of speed, I mean, that's okay for this vehicle. It's not like it's going to overheat and explode and have problems. But I'm just wondering about the police officers. They don't seem to be anywhere near this guy, and at least immediately, Don.
Well, I would love to pull out even further to show you a wider shot to check on that.
Right, but we don't
I don't want
to
do that for fear that I might lose him.
Right.
And the driver? He drove like someone who'd studied flight paths, never holding the throttle too long, always easing into turns, reading traffic like an algorithm. You don't learn that from video games. You learn that from repetition, from running before. The freeway stretched into nothing but air and heat mirages. Somewhere east of Winnie, the sprawl narrowed into a 2-lane strip of Highway 73. Prairie on both sides, no exits left. That's when the Hellcat's secret weapon betrayed him. Fuel. The engine's scream turned into a cough, the car coasting to the shoulder, supercharger whining like a dying animal.
See who all is here. There was the car that we've been chasing so long.
So we actually jumped out on the passenger side.
Yeah, DPS is here. There's about 8 cars, so at least 8 officers are in pursuit out here in this field.
He jumps out, fast, desperate, still thinking he can beat the rotor blades above. But it's over. Jefferson County deputies tracked the heat signature from the sky, closed the gap, and dropped him in the weeds with a perfect tackle. The Hellcat didn't quit. The gasoline did. Later reports said he tried to plead down, claiming he panicked. But everyone who watched the footage knew panic doesn't look like that. It looks like training. Every lane, every turn, every break point was chosen. He wasn't just running, he was performing. But if the Hellcat was precision wrapped in horsepower, what came next was raw instinct. No calculation, no logic, just speed, darkness, and a C5 Corvette determined to prove that experience can still lose to physics. Number 5. It's one thing to steal a cop car or outsmart a helicopter. But what happens when the suspect doesn't need tricks, just pure, surgical speed? That's what Arkansas State Police found out one humid August night when a gray C5 Corvette flashed across at 6:30 like a ghost in the headlights.
Black Corvette, he's been fast.
Radar clocked it at 92 and a 60. The trooper flipped the siren, expecting a routine stop. But the driver had other plans. The engine roared, tires screamed, and the Corvette lunged forward like a predator that had finally seen daylight. Within seconds, they were hitting 120 miles per hour. The radio chatter was calm, but tense. Vehicle refusing to stop, increasing speed.
Territory energy. Come out. By traffic.
6-2, I'm on the wrong side, trying to get back on the right.
This wasn't reckless panic. It was composure. The driver moved with purpose, like he'd practiced this. He anticipated troopers' angles, braked into corners without losing balance, and always left just enough margin to recover. The dashcam caught moments where he brushed against the edge of control, but never surrendered it. Every line through traffic felt rehearsed. The chase bled off the freeway into Little Rock's commercial grid. Tight streets, unpredictable turns, blind intersections. Most people would have lifted. He didn't. He threaded through red lights and oncoming cars, dancing with disaster like he trusted his instincts more than physics. The Corvette's low frame hugged every curve, scraping sparks as he drifted wide. Then came the moment that separated skill from survival. A downhill left-hand bend, too fast, too tight. The rear snapped loose. Brake lights flared, traction died, and the car spun, slamming into a concrete divider with a metallic scream. Smoke poured out, airbags blossomed, and the run was over.
Secondary, I'll call it. 40 down into the workplace. After work, using my trap.
He's wrecking out, wrecking out. Wrecking out.
Troopers rushed in, guns holstered, shouting commands. The driver stumbled out, dazed but alive. Later identified as a local speed enthusiast, he'd spent years on back roads and drag strips. To him, this wasn't escape. It was a test. He thought he could calculate every move, every turn, every second. But you can't outdrive momentum forever. He was charged with felony fleeing, reckless driving, and half a dozen traffic counts. The Corvette was totaled. But when investigators reviewed the footage, even they admitted it. His control, his timing, his calm under pressure. It was professional. Until it wasn't. Because the road always wins. And somewhere out there, another runner's already watching these clips, thinking they just weren't fast enough. And that's the real danger.